Hi, my name's Alex, and we live downtown Vancouver. This is Lila. I'm sorry. I'm not seeking new friends or new relationships. I'm practically married, and I've got friends already established. But I don't think anyone would not like having a good relationship with everyone in their neighborhood. You walk into the cafe, the guy knows you by your name, he makes your drink. It's cool. But I don't want it to be confused with like, oh, I'm going and I'm seeking friendship. Those people aren't my friends. The guy who makes my coffee at the cafe, he's not my friend. He's my neighbor. I don't want my neighbor to be my friend, but I do want there to be a familiarity which lubricates the social interactions that you have with them. What do you think, Lila?
I don't want to know my neighbors more than I know them already, because there's too many of them. Either you invest the time or you don't. I don't have the time to invest to get to know Sally and John. I don't. I'm not going to pretend I can. It's too much. I agree with small talk. Small talk is okay. I like small talk. I'm on the bus, you know, I'm riding for 4 stops. There's a nice girl there. We start talking. It happens. It's awesome. But then again, you're kind of left with like, I like that person, you know? What did I learn from that? Obviously, I'm never going to see that person again. We're not going to become girlfriends. Useless. So maybe you just want to get, like, stay away from that.
Yeah, you don't want to be friends with everyone. I've got a neighbor who got to know us, and I find her very annoying because she's too much. She always wants to borrow stuff and this and that, and it's not cool.
No, I know everyone because I'm a chatterbox and I talk to everyone. Even when they don't want to talk to me, I try to talk to them.
You know, it's weird. I want to take it back, like distance myself more. Funny enough, eh?
Oh, that for me resonates with me completely. In Vancouver, you don't have a relationship with people, you have a relationship with nature. I'm here to enjoy the ocean, the mountains, you know. Oh my God, the sun's out.
Oh, it's the mountains, it's the geographical beauty, it's the ocean and everything else, you know, the fresh air. They sound like a commercial almost. It's like, does that really make a city though? What is a city? You're describing an area, but you're not really describing a city. Whereas when I describe Toronto, I'm not talking about geographically or physically, you describe it socially. So a city is social. And that's how I describe any city that I've been to, not just Toronto, but any city, except Vancouver. I always describe Vancouver as the really hot girl with no personality, and Toronto as the really ugly girl with a really great personality. I'd rather drink a beer with her. You know, I want to have sex with Vancouver, but I don't want to be in a relationship with her.
I'm Derek Cajun. This is my city, Vancouver. I'm a dating coach.
On the spectrum of reasons why people would seek us out, loneliness is a big problem. I mean, to be honest, the ego is going to prevent a lot of people from ever admitting that it was due to loneliness. They're going to say, oh, I just want more pussy.
Sex every day, in every way.
Or, you know, I want to pick up 10s and stuff like that. But ultimately, it's loneliness.
You know, I would rather be more slutty than uptight, personally. You know, I think if more people in Vancouver were open to one-night stands, you know, the world could have a lot of fun.
I think there's a lot of loneliness out there. And it's because of the way people are relating.
You know, there's always going to be, you know, that one just gorgeous stripper.
Oh, I think there's so many lonely women, and I have been lonely in my life.
I don't really think that that really means anything because, you know, the angle I'm going to take on this is that, you know, women are just kind of sexual release for men.
If you've had a bad experience with a misogynistic man, of course it makes you more guarded and more suspicious. That makes people distrustful. It makes people fear each other and sort of constantly have to guard themselves both, I guess, potential attackers or so that they're not perceived as attackers. And what that essentially leads to is a very stifled social scene.
I think loneliness is a terrible thing, and no one deserves to be lonely. No one should be alone. But then when I think of my girlfriends, the women in my life, I know that many of them would like to be asked out on dates, and they would be very gracious if that opportunity was presented. And that kind of makes me mad. It makes me mad that the men who are lonely in the city are only looking for a certain kind of woman, the woman that fits into traditional standards of beauty. What ends up happening is this imbalance between what men want from the women they're looking for versus the women who are actually there.
I think everybody, men and women, are having a hard time relating.
If you talk to a stranger in, let's say, Toronto, or any sort of maybe big city in the East Coast, if you go up to a stranger, a girl in Toronto, and you use a line or you say whatever you're going to use, she's going to treat you as if you're a weird guy, like an uncool person, until you win her over. But you start off at uncool, and then you can work your way up. In Vancouver, if you go and talk to someone randomly that doesn't know you, you start off as rapist, or homeless person, or someone trying to scam them. So you're starting off way lower.
You're trying to pick me up when I'm going to work or something. That's not happening. That is not happening. You could be the nicest guy in the world. I'm gonna say flat out no, but we're gonna give you a fuck you look. Yeah, we're gonna look at you, shake my head, and just like walk away in disgust.
I see plenty of attractive women all the time, and yeah, it would be nice to get to know her and see where it goes to. And there's an affirmation that I try and repeat to myself when I'm out there, and it says, you never know what a woman is like until you approach her. And if they don't like it, it's not failure, it's feedback. I was sitting in a park and I was having something to eat, and there was a very attractive young woman sitting in a park bench much like this. And I thought to myself, I'm going to go approach her. I am going to approach her. So I went over after sitting there for like almost a half an hour, and I just came up to her and I said hello and kind of startled her. And I carried on this very brief conversation with her, and she got creeped out, definitely. She excused herself and left very quickly. And I let that one incident stop me for 7 months, because I thought I've made her feel creepy, and I didn't want to do that to girls. I didn't want to make people feel that way.
I come from a place being so comfortable talking to people that to see people so uncomfortable with social interaction was almost kind of a joke. It got depressing after a while. Like, come on, seriously? Are you is this so weird? We're just two people talking. Then the more you do it, the more you buy into it almost. And then before you know it, I found myself becoming the person that I noticed when I first moved here that my friends had become. Okay, welcome to Vancouver, I guess.
I mean, Vancouver is polite. I've never been in a more polite city. And I can definitely say Vancouver is the most polite city I've ever been to. It is also the most cold city. The thing with being polite, nothing about that says comfort, like a naturalness. You're not in your apartment being polite. Politeness is almost something that we take on as a type of interaction between people, but it's not the most comfortable one. Being comfortable with someone is being able to be like, you took my seat on the bus, like I was here first, you need to move. That would never happen in Vancouver. But yet, in the space of that brushing up against each other that happens everywhere else, it's because people are a bit more comfortable with each other. People are comfortable enough to piss each other off. And in that comfort is also the nice part, like of people genuinely being interested in each other. Like, what are you reading? Like, oh my God, like, have I seen you here before? That would never happen in Vancouver.